Welcome back. Love Boat Project, episode 78. It's the season 4 premiere, our 4th year of doing this project. I am Mike Robertson, joined as always by Mike Taylor. Mike, how do you feel now that we have entered the second trimester of this project?
Oh, that's a nice way to put it. I see what you did there, Mike.
Yeah?
I see what you did there. Oh, look at that. We didn't get those kind of segues in the first 3 seasons. Look at this.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't think of the opening first and then realize it fit into the episode. But
it's like that Memento movie. You just did it backwards. Yeah.
Right. It's just Rashomon. So just the interesting way to start in terms of we've had 2-parters the last 2 seasons to start. I think there are reasons that we didn't have a 2-parter to start this year, but it is kind of nice to just dip your toe back in after all the hecticness of the end of the season and the stubbies and all the fanfare after that. It was nice just to kind of sail in, boat term, into a nice 1-hour episode.
Look at this season 4 fancy.
Just wait till I start talking about the Hecta virus or whatever
boy. You know what's funny on this is last season we kept going back to that season opener, the Alaska cruise, as it's the best episode. I'm curious to see where this episode will end up. When it's all said and done. Is this episode in the top half of the better episodes, or is it going to fall? I don't know.
Well, and it's interesting too, because I feel like those 2-parters, even though the previous in season 2 wasn't that great, there is just a grandeur of a 2-parter. They tend to have bigger stars and things like that. So you sometimes maybe get seduced a little bit. Now, listen, let's not pretend we're not going to get hit in the head with 2-parters here. We have 2 of our next 3 episodes after this one are 2-parters, and then a 90-minute. So we're gonna get a lot of Love Boat here in a very short period of time. So
is there another 2-parter at the end of it, or do they get them all out of the way in the beginning? Or
there's one. More? It's like the second to last episode of the season is a 2-parter as well, which feels like an absolute trap because we're going to be like trying to wrap this thing up.
Right. Why wouldn't you do it as the last episode?
And I think it's our 100th episode. I think.
That seems fitting.
There's a lot going on, but we have a lot of time. We have a lot of time before we get to April. Let's start with the first one that we're talking about tonight, which is Love Boat Season 4, Episode 1. This is the only time we'll be able to keep track without getting into the nonsense. Next week you'll have all sorts of crazy numbers. Sergeant Bull, Friends and Lovers, and Miss Mother. Good titles, I guess. Lazy, but good.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Synopsis: Army buddies reunite with their sergeant, Harry, who is having trouble getting over the war, which is why they introduce him to Stewardess Rose. Gopher poses as Julie's lover in order to fend off advances from his fraternity brother, Rick. Gwen fears that Dennis won't react well to her news about pregnancy. So it's funny. The last 2 things aren't untrue, but they really kind of told the story backwards by those synopsises.
It's giving Dennis Cole credit where none is due, basically. Will Dennis be disappointed?
I have a lot to say
about. I don't know
about
if that's really important in the big scheme of things.
And Dennis Cole had there were a lot of hot button topics in this episode that I was not expecting. And I have a theory why that I will posit later. And it has a little bit to do with the air date. October 25th, 1980. Mike, you might say October 25th. That's pretty late for a season opener.
It sure is. About a month and a half late.
Yeah, I think last year it was like September 15th.
Yep.
So you would be right. And we have talked about this in generalizations the last few episodes of season 3. Mm-hmm. But I did a little reading up on the 1980 television strike, which ran from July to October of 1980 and caused delays in both production and release of television and movies. The strike itself was only ratified, like the new contract was only ratified like a couple days before this episode aired.
Wait, so you said July to October, right?
Right.
Well, how far in advance would you think that a writer's strike would affect a new season? You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't those already be sort of...
Well, I think it's not that they're written, is the actors were on strike too. So...
Oh, I see. It wasn't like the Heroes.
Right.
When that show lost its right. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So the way, from what I've read, it sounds like, and I think this is an episode that probably fit the bill. Get the impression some shows, some films got some stuff in before the strike. And so I'm going to guess that this one was in the can quick, and that those two-parters that we're getting maybe will be things that got filmed later on. It's a tight turnaround.
Well, I think you make a good point, because I know the timing of this was crucial as far as if this was going to serve as a promotional piece for, and I'm not trying to skip ahead, for somebody in an upcoming show. It's sort of weird how that they would have had to have this in the can. Maybe it was part of season 3. Well, because this didn't feel like a season finale at all.
And it's hard to season over. And I think the fact is, I think I didn't look ahead to other seasons, but I think the two-parter as your opener is probably a thing, right?
I would think bookend them if it was me, if I was booking it.
It's going to be harder for us to judge with Julie's hair. Maybe we need to pay attention to Vicky's age, but it's like I wouldn't be shocked if next week's episode everybody came back a little tanner, or you know what I mean? Like, and that was the one that they shot after the strike, or maybe they got them both in the can and they figured the strike just ended. We don't need to roll out the big one just yet. Save it for November. So there's a lot of interesting stuff.
Maybe we make a note of that to go, okay, which episode was actually the, you know what I mean?
First one post strike. Yeah. So interesting thing about the strike in general is it really throws the TV lineup into a bit of a mess. There's some really boys,
Bill and Larry.
You'll see some interesting programs when we get to what else is on.
Ooh, okay.
The week before this, which would have been the normal kind of, well, not even really, right?
No, that's still about a month late.
But they were doing, I didn't go all the way back, but they did have a 2-hour block of Love Boat reruns the Saturday prior. Now, that was still technically the strike, even though it was just waiting to get ratified.
I wonder what kind of ratings that would do. Just a block of reruns.
I mean, it's the same thing we always talk about. There's nothing else on. Now, here's the interesting thing. So, soap operas and game shows were unaffected by the strike. Because they're different,
though, right?
They're different unions. Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And you'll see when we get to it that they were kind of pulling out some different stops here as terms of what they were putting out there. Key points to the strike. I thought this was very interesting because some of this is exactly what happened a few years ago. First of all, they were looking for a 35% just overall raise.
Just
you know, and I think they ended up getting like 32%. So that was like, you know, that's a big number. But
was that like a cost of living adjustment? Essentially?
And I think it's like the flat rate too for the union. Don't forget, it's not about the top people always. It's, you know,
right.
The other interesting thing was they were fighting over royalties for home video and cable channels, because you were just starting to get to the point where I would make a movie and it would be in a VCR, or it would be on cable like HBO or whatever like that. And they had no rules on this. And so they were going for this convoluted thing where it was like they wanted 12% after a certain number of air dates or units sold or things like that. They ended up getting the number way lower. Like it was like 4%. So I think the studios kind of won that round because I don't think anybody knew what they were doing. And that's exactly what happened here in like 2008 and all with like DVDs and stuff. And then it's what happened a couple years ago with streaming. Like it's the same thing.
It's funny. I remember way back when, like if you, God forbid, you rented a VHS tape, like of WrestleMania 6, who knows, maybe, hypothetically, and you just don't bring it back. And then they contact you, and then they say, well, I go, well, how much is the tape? And they go, well, it's like $100 and some odd because of the lost revenue along with. So this is like a whole new revenue stream for movie companies too, I would imagine.
And having worked at a video store for a few years, we had the book of things you could order. And if you weren't ordering in bulk, like tapes themselves were very expensive because you were going to get that money back on 30 rentals or whatever.
Sure.
But so
it's interesting to see how they tried to cut a piece of that pie out.
Yeah.
In this emerging, and this is before like make it a blockbuster night. This is just starting now.
Oh, this is literally like the mom and pop
beta VCR.
The mom and pop place that I worked. Yeah, like it's that kind of place. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, what else is on? Because you can't just go rent a movie like we talked about.
No.
We'll start with the funny one.
Okay.
NBC, the rare 8 to 11 block.
Oh.
All one program tonight.
Roots?
Michael, pack up the covered wagon. Watch out for the thin air.
Uh-oh.
We're going back to Colorado.
Oh, Centennial. Let's go.
The Scream of Eagles. So the synopsis I saw had zero plot details. So it just mentioned among the stars were David Jansen, Andy Griffith, et al. Sharon Glass was in it, which I don't remember her being in it when we talked about it the first time. Not Tyne Daly.
No Tyne Daly.
So my guess is because when I looked at the week previously, there was another Centennial, and it was like, the winds of change or something like that. The
winds of autumn. Yeah.
So I think they probably just packaged like two of them together, but I think they were going Centennial. So
nothing wrong with that. I'm not mad at it. I think we might have to.
It's out there if we want to watch one of them, I guess.
It's back.
I guess we can. You know what? This feels like a sign. We might have to watch a Centennial now. It's just like you guys have another chance to watch Centennial.
No kidding.
On ABC, the network we're on now, the lead into the Love Boat, and this is kind of what I was talking about as they were kind of trying all sorts of stuff. From 8 to 9, Nashville Palace.
Nashville Palace. I have never heard of this.
Well, we only ran for four episodes. My guess is it was just a special that they kind of threw together. Hosted by Roy Clark.
Okay, I know Roy Clark. All right.
It's a good lineup. Guests include Barbara Mandrell, Love Boat alum Catherine Bach, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Stubby nominee. I think multiple Stubby nominee, Slim Pickens.
It's funny that this show lasted twice as long as Little Seamus and Big Seamus. 100% more of this show than Big Seamus, Little Seamus.
After La Boat was Fantasy Island. It was their season premiere, which again makes me think Spelling had his ducks in a row. He at least knew, let's get one.
No dummy.
Let's get one in the can. This week's episode, Mandy Bream sold her soul to the devil in order to save her husband Philip's life. But now it's her life that needs saving, and she hopes Rourke can help.
Philip Drummond, perhaps?
No, we'll get to who Philip is. Tattoo makes Fred Cattell a millionaire, but it might cost him his life.
That's a vague storyline. Okay. All right.
Let's see. Starring as the millionaire, stubby winner Artie Johnson.
Okay. Well, that sounds all right. Okay. I like Artie.
As the wife, Mandy, the blonde from the moon expert.
Well, makes sense. It tracks. Sure.
As her husband, Philip, Adam West.
Wow. I didn't see that coming.
And as the devil,
Al Pacino.
Roddy McDowell. What a group.
Look at this.
And then that
tour de force.
That creep Ross Martin ends up in there as well. So
he's a good creep, yeah.
Yeah, he is a good creep. I thought he was gonna be the devil for a second, but not so much.
That would attract too. Yeah.
We will make our way onto the island at some point. I think that's safe to say.
When the time is right.
Yeah, we'll get there. But this was I I don't really look at the synopsis too much for that.
No,
but
I don't either. Do you? Wow, I got excited there. Tell me there's a Love Boat Fantasy Island crossover at some point. There has to be. I
don't think that there is. I think all the people. I think most of the people end up on there. Most of our crew ends up on there in guest roles. We certainly have enough reasons to go on there, but I don't think there's a crossover. And my only guess why is because
it's like a magic place.
The only magic that takes place is love. Yeah, it's like one of those things, right? So,
I mean they only really do. The island is taking their brand.
Near as I can tell, the only legit crossover they do when the show is active, is the one we watched. Like, I don't know. Well,
that's wild.
I have looked. I haven't I can't say it's been an exhaustive search, but I'm pretty confident that that's the only one when the show is active.
Too easy, but all right.
Yeah, it does. CBS, 8 p.m. Tim Conway show, 8:30 to 10:30. A real movie. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this one, House Calls, which was a 1978 movie starring Walter Matthau as a widowed doctor who goes from woman to woman before meeting a single woman more age appropriate. So if you want to see a carousing Walter Matthau, this was your film.
Didn't we have the guy from Charlie's Angels play the same role on this boat a couple of years ago? Wasn't it the same kind of? Well, I just don't. Nothing says ladies' man like Walter Matthau.
Well, the fact that they wrote specifically that he met a woman his appropriate age makes me think he was hooking up with young women, which is an even weirder thing to see Walter Matthau.
Yeah, he just doesn't have a young woman's face. It's a very old school face with Mr. Matthau.
It's not as weird as the show that came on at 10:30. Now, we have had very few things come on at 10:30. I think the State of the Union rebuttal was
News magazine, maybe.
Yeah, but it's like we don't get a lot of 10:30s. This thing is called First Time, Second Time. And it's a pilot episode starring Ronnie Cox of Beverly Hills Cop fame as the manager of a think tank where his personal and professional lives collide.
Is it
Mike?
Wait, it's a drama? Is this a comedy?
It's a comedy.
It doesn't sound like a comedy.
Well, here's the thing. All that information I just gave you is all I got because I cannot find the damn thing on IMDb anywhere. I searched high and low. I can't find anything beyond what was in the synopsis of like the TV guide.
Well, then it's amazing because only the most amazing things are impossible.
Yeah, I mean, do you know how hard is it? Like, if you just put in First Time, there's like 3 million things that come up. I looked under Ronnie Cox. I can't find anything about this damn show.
They're BJ and the bearing us on all this footage. I don't know what's going on.
But information is usually available. It's just the actual show itself.
And what network is this?
That was CBS.
CBS, okay.
So CBS, the assumed number one network coming in. I will be curious to see how these early What Else Is On go because I think 1980 was the year that NBC had like all these new shows and then canceled all of them.
Oh, I remember there was quite a few, but I remember it didn't go well because ABC still had that Tuesday night lineup.
And then CBS is like a monster. And then the strike obviously doesn't help. So
no.
So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. All right, let's get to the credits. We had some Kernsings this week. We'll get to those.
They love a Kernsing.
But first, the aforementioned, our old friend, Dennis Cole is back, as all good actors do, playing Dennis Grant. So.
It was weird. It's just, come on. Why couldn't his name be Grant?
Grant Dennis?
Call him Grant Dennis. Jesus.
This is his third and final boat. We, of course, saw him in our second ever episode as the would-be spy against his real-life wife, Jacqueline Smith. And then he was in our season 2 worst storyline where he played a dummy. So this year, I guess he's like in the middle. I don't know. He was better than he was in the last episode.
I've got some questions about him that we'll get to. Never too early to look at stubby nominees, Mike.
Dennis Cole played Granger in 2 unaired episodes of Big Seamus, Little Seamus last season.
We barely knew you. Little Seamus, big Seamus.
More interesting, he appeared in 9 Fantasy Islands.
Wow,
9.
I love some Dennis Cole.
They do love some Dennis Cole.
Spelling guy.
Well, he must be because of Jacqueline Smith.
I mean, yeah.
So I'm sure that's part of it. 3 boats, 9 Fantasy Islands doesn't seem like a good balance.
That's what is that? The spelling dozen? Isn't that what that is?
That is a spelling dozen. Plus, you marry one of the Charlie's Angels.
Well, that's the 13th. Yeah, that's the extra. That's the Baker sports spelling.
His final episode on Fantasy Island aired in March of 1984, where he played deep sea diver Duke McCall.
Duke McCall's that's like an action figure name. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, you know who else was in that episode, Mike? Richard Anderson, who you might remember is the one-armed Dr. Art Akers.
Oh, okay. I remember.
Not Richard Dean Anderson, Richard Anderson. And playing a banker afraid of being replaced by a computer, that would be Governor's Award winner Bert Convy.
I thought it was like Frank Valley.
I'm like
handling another computer.
I'm going through that list. I'm like, if there's one more Love Boat person on here, we are doing this episode. Just give me one more.
That sounds pretty awesome. I mean, Bert Convy.
Yeah, any excuse.
He's the governor.
Little unheard of actor named Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Plays Rick Martin. This is his only boat.
Dude.
Yeah, weird. And you kind of hinted at it. So this is his second IMDb credited role ever. The next one is Bosom Buddies, which airs like in a month from now.
That's so crazy that this is his second. He was a comedian.
Yeah. And then if you look at that IMDb, it is a stretch from Bosom Buddies to like, I don't know, 2010 of just insanity. Like it's just everything is good. Even if it wasn't good, it's still good because it's Tom Hanks. Like it's a wild list.
What a guy. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I was shocked, although I feel like the more we do stuff like this, the more it does make sense. I was shocked to see that he was in Bosom Buddies only had 37 episodes.
Oh, it felt like so much more. Or maybe it just seemed more.
It's just the reruns. And it's just the reruns. It was just, they would run them constantly. Like,
it's a funny show.
Oh, yeah. But only 37. He's in there for that.
So wait, if we follow the chronology here, I wonder how far after Bosom Buddies was Bachelor Party, because that was a big one too for him.
So Bachelor Party and Splash both come out like in 1984 around the same time. So Bosom Buddies runs for 2 seasons. He does like a few Family Ties and some stuff like that. He's in that famous Family Ties where he like steals the booze he's like drinking vanilla extract in the kitchen or something like that. He's like fun uncle or something like that.
It's weird how
it happens fast.
Even then people knew he had that thing.
Oh yeah.
Like early on, it's just amazing how they can spot it. And then years later, what he's gone on to do. It's just amazing to see him at this point of his career.
Well, and it's funny because he's like as dickish a Tom Hanks performance as you'll see, but it is a little bit closer to his Bosom Buddies character than not, right? Like
I think so.
It's like the mean version of it, but it's definitely
seem like him.
No,
and maybe that is Tom Hanks. Maybe this is his I don't know, but he's so endearing that I thought it was extra impactful at the role that he played in this. Because it was a little meaner than the Bosom Buddies guy.
So we said that The Boat was his second credit. Bosom Buddies was his third. Mike, do you know what his first credit was?
Oof. Television credit or film credit?
That's a film, sir. It's the 1980 classic, He Knows You're Alone.
I have no.
A reluctant bride-to-be stalked by a serial killer who preys only on brides and the people around them.
What?
When her friends get whacked one by one, a hard-boiled renegade cop whose wife was also killed years earlier sets out to find the man before it's too late.
Tom Hanks set out to find the man that's too late?
Tom Hanks
is the killer.
Neither. Tom Hanks is very far down the credit list, so I think he's just one of the guys who got whacked. So
he's just like, guy eating sandwich in background 4 or something.
So he knows you're alone. Put it on your list of greats.
It's there. It's credit. Stamp, double stamp. Good for you. If he only did wonderful things, then we wouldn't appreciate the wonderful things that he's done.
You haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. This thing could be great. It could be the Oscar he didn't get.
That's a great. I mean, what else is on? Something to think about.
There's no way they even kept that tape, right? It's just like they didn't even say shaped over it for the football game. Darth Roberts as Rose the stewardess.
I love.
Well, you like crew members? We got more crew members in this episode than we did all last season.
Yeah, I have something on that here when we get to it.
First of 3 boats. She'll be back in season 6 when she's married to stubby winner James Coco.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, and season 8, 210 episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond. And over 70 episodes, which I guess maybe I knew this, but of Remington Steele, where she played the dogged IRS agent.
Really?
Miss Treb.
See, I was more of an A-Team guy. Remington Steele came on after A-Team. I think it was more of a bedtime situation for me.
Yeah, I don't know that I ever have seen a Remington Steele, honestly.
I know Pierce Brosnan was on it.
Yeah,
that's about all.
And our good friend Stephanie Zimbalist was in that, I believe.
That's right. That was a big show back then. I think I was more of on Saturdays, if I'm watching a program on NBC, it's going to be Hunter. I was more of a Hunter guy. With Officer Dee Dee McCall,
I'm very excited. I feel like when we get towards like season 8 and 9 of this thing, and shows that we used to like, we're gonna have like 38 what else is on. We're just gonna start tearing through.
There's so many. Well, because there's so much nostalgia. We're really starting to get to that time where we're
just gonna watch everything. Yeah. There'll be a break between seasons 8 and 9.
It'll be a year and a half of what else was on.
Bonus episodes. I have to learn all those Roman numerals. Nipsey Russell, Dapper Dan Mahoney.
That's right.
His only boat. He was a real life captain in the U.S. Army during World War II. Very decorated, apparently.
Interesting.
He, of course, played the Tin Man in The Wiz. That was what I knew him from. And then he made several million game show appearances. He was one of those guys in the 70s. He only has 21 IMDb acting credits, which I thought was just like such a small number. I think he played himself a lot. So
yeah, he was always showing up.
Yeah,
he's a funny guy.
Yeah, just feels like the kind of guy that would be on this show a lot. So I guess I'm a little surprised that this is his only boat.
It is interesting.
Shelley Smith plays Gwen Hutchins, first of 2 boats. She'll be back in season 9, Mike. The dreaded season 9.
Oh, the Maxwell Thorne episode,
no, that's season 10, sir. You got to get these straight. Season 10 is the shorty. So no, season 9. I don't know why we're so worried. She plays a sleepwalking wife of United States Senator Alan Thicke.
You mean a Canadian? They got a Canadian to play a U.S. senator?
Called acting.
He's like, sorry, what's this all about?
Oh, Ricardo. She was a big time print and runway model back in the 70s. Yeah, definitely.
Tall
Yeah. She got her master's in psychology and practiced as a family therapist starting in 1993, and she basically retired from acting. So, and interesting, based on the storyline she was in, she was an advocate for fertility options. So,
obviously.
We'll get to that.
Slow down one at a time, man.
Let's do the Kernsings first before we get to Mr. Tayback, because I got quite a Tayback here.
Please,
Kernsings for the other 2 Army crew members in an episode where there were only 8 people. Toto. I don't know why you had to Kerns these 2. Let's start with, Jack Somack.
Yeah.
Who played Buzz Plesser. I think he was the bald one.
Was he wearing a piece?
Well, there was a bald one, right? And then the other guy wasn't.
He was bald in the back, but he had to. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
It was hard to keep those two separate, which is probably why, they didn't get cursed.
That's why they put Nipsey between them, because otherwise he would have never known which each guy was. Yeah.
He got into acting late when he was in his 50s. His big break was he was in the... There's an IMDb write-up of this thing that makes it sound like it's the friggin' like Citizen Kane of commercials. He was in the Alka-Seltzer commercial with the spicy meatball. So he's the spicy meatball guy.
Oh, the Peabody winning. Oh, that one. Oh, sure.
He would pass away in 1983 of a heart attack.
Interestingly enough, I don't know if you got this note. He was married to the Needmore Calgon lady.
Harvey Lembeck plays Tom Hawk. Much like Nipsey Russell, he was also in the Army in real life in World War II. And much like Buzz there, he died of a heart attack in 1982. Wow. Most importantly for us, though, he was the father of Michael Lembeck.
Why do I know Michael Lembeck?
Disco Joey.
Oh, shit. Okay. Like, why does suddenly a bad taste in my mouth? Disco Joey.
Oh. Finally, Mr. Vic Tayback is back for his second appearance as Sergeant Harry Beluski. I think he was a Harry last episode as well. Oh. So we're not even trying.
It's better than last time, right?
Probably, but also
maybe.
Probably, but also very similar to last time, where it was like, oh, we're just doing the same thing over and over again, and then eventually let him do something else. Like, so I don't know why he gets those, but yeah, he's good.
He's good,
but that's a terrible spot.
But the role was stupid. Yeah, it was just not laid out. Yeah.
Second of 6 boats. Speaking of the Maxwell Thorne, he will play himself in that series finale.
Vic Tayback's going to play Vic Tayback in the Maxwell Thorne. Really?
Yeah. Everybody's playing themselves.
This crime is growing by the minute. Good Lord.
I both can't wait and can definitely wait for that episode.
And that's the one, right? That's it.
Which, by the way, getting back to that heck virus or whatever, we're not doing it on a boat.
No, we've changed course. I'm doing that on a cruise ship.
I'm not being taken to Nebraska for quarantine.
No, we're not going to the Canary Islands. We're not doing any of that crap.
I'd like to talk about Vic Tayback's last film credit. He died in 1990 of a heart attack, so kind of scary, that storyline. But his last credit, and Mike, you kind of brought this guy up earlier, was let's see, looks like a February 1990 MacGyver.
Oh, okay.
Buckle in. I kind of want to watch this too.
I love MacGyver. Probably seen it.
You'll remember it if you did. When a jockey refuses to get involved in fixing a horse race, his boss, Mr. Henderson, played by
Vic Tayback,
traps him in a stall with a horse, and using a special device that makes the horse go crazy, the horse stomps the jockey to death.
Why did MacGyver get pulled into this? Like, this seems like a pretty open and shut case.
Apparently, they run a sting to catch him, because I don't think he was like, "Hey, look at my horse crazy device." Like,
well, they didn't just arrest the horse. It seems like a really quick episode. Clearly, the horse has killed this guy. Arrest the horse. Roll credits. I don't know what. And we get 44 minutes at least of this. Okay. What else is on? Let's do it.
I really want to see. I could probably just Google the horse murder thing. I just kind of want to see.
Well, I want to see what's he doing. I need a piece of gum, a plastic.
Oh, I don't care about the
see.
I don't even care about the MacGyver part. I want to see the device because I think it's just that thing that the American girls were using to try and track their plane.
Oh God!
And then the horse is like, "Brr."
Oh, so you're only interested in the device that makes the horse crazy that ends up killing the jockey, not so much whatever shenanigans MacGyver has to do.
Right. Plus,
because he's going to be trapped with the horse, and the thing's going to go off.
Remember that Christmas movie? Remember that Christmas movie we watched at my house where everybody was poor and that horse like bucked the kid? I think it's going to be that level of acting. So.
That was.
Before we get on the boat for the first time this season, anything you want to throw in here?
I do. There's sort of a misnomer when you have military people, like they're posing as military people on a ship or anywhere else. You never ever, that's all caps, never ever refer to anybody with the rank of sergeant as Sarge. It doesn't happen. It's disrespectful to some. It is not you just don't say those words. And
I'm glad you brought that up because I just had general questions. Like, would a sergeant, would this relationship exist where the sergeant would basically be, planning a reunion with three guys? No. Or is that relationship too upstairs, downstairs?
I mean, essentially it's like he's like their direct supervisor.
Yeah.
And like, it's not like I've had a bunch of jobs in my life, but I'm not calling up my old shift manager from Quick Check. You know what I mean? From back in the day going, hey, we should really get together on a cruise.
Well, I heard that they can't get over the lunch rush. They keep bringing it up.
They can't. And they had a mini Taco Bell too. And that's a whole nother, just a cleanup nightmare. No, this is a weird, there are like reunions for groups, but this was just
four people. Also, is that a reunion? That doesn't feel like a reunion. It's not a reunion.
No, and that's not even that many people to be in charge of.
Well, I assume.
Not like, I mean, maybe, unless it was 20,
or it was
17 died, and these.
I was gonna say maybe it was a terrible unit. Maybe it was that one in the Civil War where they lost everybody except like the one guy. So,
maybe that's what this is. They're like, oh, thank God. At least we have each other. I don't even know why I sound like that.
Hey.
But I don't know. It's a little weird, but.
Well, at least it was a terrible storyline.
Yeah. I mean, it's consistent through and through, so I can't even be mad. At least
it just nothing happens for 5 hours.
Nope, nothing.
All right. Let's start season 4. We get on the boat, and we got Isaac admonishing Billy, the waiter. Make sure he starts circulating those drinks. Let's get those passengers drunk. Easy, Isaac.
Yeah, no kidding.
Does this feel like a good idea walking around with I guess maybe it does. It actually feels very cruisy to I'm trying to get in through the lobby and you're trying to hand me champagne. It actually does feel like a thing, but also I just imagine a cluster, right?
Well, I mean, that's what happened on my anniversary. We weren't on a cruise in a hotel and they just kept bringing wine. I mean, but still, but if people are boarding, I think it's a bit different.
Right. I have no problem with you plying people with booze, but it's I'm trying to get in the door. It's you don't have you don't have hors d'oeuvres in the foyer. It's
no, how many hands do you think I have free here?
That's true. Right. I'm carrying my bags. That's true.
I would like to put a pin on Billy. I will come back to that point.
We'll come back to Billy?
Yes, please.
Is we got to come back to him in the stubbies? Or are we going to come back to him?
No. In just a few minutes.
Isaac then meets Dapper Dan Mahoney. And his army buddies are close behind. They are meeting up with their sergeant for a reunion, a 30-year reunion of their unit in Korea.
Wait a minute. 30 years in Korea? When was Korea? This is 1950. WW2?
Wasn't Korea 50, early 50s?
I don't know.
I gotta think they got that right. I
don't know. I'm looking Korean War years. 1950 to 1953.
There you go. How dare you doubt the love book? They have been pretty good with stuff like that. like that Turkish Civil War was real with Captain Dave. So
I was for sure that was nonsense too. But
yeah,
they were.
They had the early Google. They had the Gary Collins. They had the Gary Collins Google machine.
You mean the Pat Morita? You know Gary Collins is no longer there. Pat Morita's name's all over that machine now.
No, because the lady from Silence of the Lambs bought it. I don't think Pat Morita got it.
Happened. They didn't make it off the boat. I'm just telling you right now, Morita's not letting it.
Morita's
brother
back.
Sony took care of them.
He's back painting cabins.
That's him and Artie.
And here comes Sarge. And he is very Sargy. Turns out while Sarge was pretty high strung when they were in the army, they assume he's mellowed, but then Payback comes in and it's just like 10 hut and all this kind of stuff. And
the lightest duffel bag I've ever seen in the history of duffel bags. The way they were throwing that thing around, it was clear it was about a 2-pound bag.
Well, he's got nothing, Mike.
He's got
nothing.
Nope, just one.
Just a dog tag in there.
He has one set of clothes that he wears and then refolds and unfolds again every morning.
I was hoping he'd have that like blue tuxedo that he always had on in Alice, like his blues one ruffles. Jacket,
That's it. Nope.
We will probably not end up spending a ton of time on the quote unquote details of that stuff, but it's just Payback yelling a lot of 10 hut and all that kind of stuff. This freaks Isaac out where he looks very like tight and tense, and Nipsey Russell comes over and says, "At ease, Isaac." So hilarity ensues. Rose, the stewardess, runs into Steubing and Vicky. Rose is running late because she had car problems, and then we find out that she's coming off vacation. Like, come on, Rose, you gotta be on time the day after vacation.
Come on, you got to get it together. And not only that, you're 4 seasons late. You just got here. We've been doing this for years. And you just showed up.
So
for the record, I would like to put a pin on Rose as well to come back to. I'm building my case.
Okay, well, I would like to say, first of all, this is our first female steward after Fish and Bob Crane and the guy in the blue windbreaker. And I'm going to also say, I guess now we have blue windbreaker stewards, not the white jackets.
I guess. I like the white jacket better, but
eminently disappointing. It's just such a downgrade.
Unless the ladies wear the blue jackets.
Well, that's fine, but I guess we need to see a guy to confirm, but it's trending in the wrong. It's trending in the wrong direction.
I don't like that at all.
Despite being late, Vicky tells her dad that Rose is her favorite stewardess. I like that Vicky has a big board.
What the hell are you talking about, Vicky?
This is a episode wrap for Vicky.
No kid. Yeah, and then that's it for Vicky. She gets one look at the dinner, and that's it. And they shut her down.
Yeah. As Rose goes to work, a blonde woman comes over to Steubing and is looking for Doc. And this is actually Vicky's last line where she's like, he's really trained them well. They're looking for him now. So basically,
that's a funny line, man. She delivered a funny line.
She got her stuff and she got out of there. So
yeah.
Turns out this is Gwen Hutchins, and she informs Doc very quickly that she's there for business, not business, which is disappointing for Doc. She is there because her doctor insisted that she coordinate with Mr. Bricker as soon as she got on the ship because she is 2 months pregnant. So
I don't know. There's so much going on.
There's a lot. Yeah. So we've had a few of these recently, and so I'm going to start with giving them points. I do like that they do the thing where your actual doctor wants you to check in with the boat doctor for things. I like that. Yeah,
continuity of care. Sure.
The old lady with the oxygen at the end of last season was similar. Mm-hmm. This does make sense. 2 months is early, but you never know. So I guess it doesn't hurt.
I think it's a testament to the service that Doc's, providing. He's taking care of pregnant women. He's rubbing sunscreen on sunburn. If you remember at the end of last season, which didn't make a whole lot of sense. So at least he's doing something doctorly this season.
He does manage to both let her know that she can call on him day or night if she needs anything. And also finds out that there's no Mr. Hutchins. So good job.
It's a lot of information very quickly.
He's got everything he needs to know.
Just a couple questions. Number one, is there a Mr.? Is that a medical question, Doc?
Sure.
Yes, it is. Sure it is. Okay.
Gwen walks away, and a man is just shouting monkey at her. Turns out he thought that she was someone else, someone that he went to school with, who was always getting in trouble. When do you think they were going to school that he thought this was quote unquote monkey? Like, this feels like a grade school nickname.
It's a very grade school nickname. That is not in the teens, you don't call someone monkey. Like, that's just not
This is a move. This is a Dennis Cole move, right? He's just like, oh, attractive woman, I'll just do this.
He never called anybody monkey, That's not a Dennis Cole move. That's a Dennis Grant move, Mike. That's not the same guy. Completely different. Not associated with Dennis Cole.
They don't even bother introducing themselves, but Dennis Cole / Grant. Grant Cole says he hopes to run into them later, and then she does some monkey bits.
Wouldn't she just tell him just like buzz off? Doesn't she have enough on her plate? Clearly, to the point that she seeks Doc as soon as she gets on. Wouldn't
no? She
reasonable
seeks
person
Doc
be like,
for a medical reason, so that makes sense.
Talk to this joker.
No, I mean,
Mr. Grant.
I think Dennis Cole is an attractive man on this boat.
I don't know. He seems like a really nice human being. Let's see what happens.
He definitely seems like someone who makes up his mind immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Not one to labor decisions. So.
And if I have to think about something, I'll go all the way into Mexico and come back after thinking about it all day. And I might change my mind. I might not.
No, don't ruin it. Don't ruin an appearance from our favorite airport.
Oh, that's true.
Gopher and Julie are checking in passengers, and Gopher spots Rick Martin, his old college fraternity brother.
Son of a bitch.
Rick is thrilled, I guess, to see Gopher, but he's really just thrilled to see Strikeout Smith, because you see, Mike, Gopher used to get stood up more than anybody in college.
Poor Gopher.
We've met two of Gopher's schoolmates here.
Yeah.
They both suck.
Yeah, they're not so nice.
But I will say it does kind of make sense that Gopher was just like constantly treated like crap in school. So.
I just thought it was funny that Gopher was standing next to Julie and he was trying to like hide.
Yeah.
By like,
I would like,
man. He's on your cruise ship, Gopher. Like, come on, man.
This is a bit of continuity that would never exist, but I would like that if every time something like that happens, Gopher would hide and like kneel down behind Julie, and then Tom Hanks would do the your shoes untied bit, how they got the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. I just wish that was their thing every time somebody tried to hide.
Or do the thing like John Candy from Splash, you just drop loose change. I don't know if Tom Hanks would be good for that or not.
Rick is kind of like laying into Gopher by talking to Julie about how much of a loser he was. But he's like, oh, I'm sure things have changed for you now. And Gopher panics, basically. I think it's a panic move. And he basically says, oh, yeah, I'm with this lady. I'm with Julie. And Julie, takes it in stride. And she says, oh, I'm sure Gopher will explain all of this later. And, Tom Hanks walks away. We find out, all the things that we said, that Gopher was always in Rick's shadow in school and sports and love. And he didn't want to deal with that. So Julie's going to play along for the trip.
Well, there's a reason that Rick Martin hasn't cast such a large shadow. And we'll get into that here. The numbers don't lie, Mike, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, they really drop that in like as a drive-by. But we'll get to that. So
I kept track of all that. Yeah.
There's a lot happening.
Like,
there's
don't
a lot.
say that and not expect me to go off the deep end with researching exactly what it was. And
not just that, but they say it at dinner in passing, and then that's it.
But it doesn't even define anything.
No, it never comes back up. His situation never. Yeah.
How much?
One?
What?
Before we go further, and you haven't brought it up yet, which I think is a good thing. Don't get in specifics. I just want a simple yes or no.
Sure.
Did you like the Julie Gopher storyline?
No.
Okay. I thought that was going to be your answer. I will say yes, and we will discuss it. I thought that was going to be your answer, but the fact that you hadn't said anything yet made me wonder. So
yeah,
I didn't think you would.
I'm trying to be nice about it. You know,
we'll get to it. I'm not surprised we're on different sides of that. I just wanted to.
I just like to separate things. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah.
Am I allowed to call him Sarge? I have Sarge in the notes.
Yeah, you're good. You're fine.
Okay.
I mean, if he was here, he would probably tell you not to do it.
I didn't want to write Sergeant Harry Beluski.
No. And you're trying to be respectful.
That's played by Vic Tayback.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sarge is leading the guys down the hallway in a march. Sure.
This guy sucks. Let me just tell you. Sergeant Harry Beluski is no fun at all.
This is why all those guys got killed in Korea.
That's why, 17 of them never showed up for this cruise. I was in charge of hundreds of men. 3 showed up, dude.
He's so loud. The other guys are just going to hear him coming.
Imagine they're on the ship. The other guys are on the ship. They're just like, Ixnay on the Beluski, eh? Yeah.
They walk by Rose and Steubing. Steubing fills in Rose, letting her know that she is, in fact, number 1 on Vicky's big board of stewardesses.
That's nice.
Rose tells Steubing that he's her favorite captain on the boat. And we get a classic, probably the first womp womp of the season.
Yeah, it was a good womp womp though. You can't go wrong with that.
On the Lido deck, Doc tracks down Gwen, and she's checking in on her and the baby. Easy guy. You know, if Gwen looked like Vic Tayback, he wouldn't be so persistent with his checkups. So.
I'm glad that you brought this up, Mike. I'm now ready to go back to my pins.
Okay.
Something odd is happening this season, Mike. And I'll tell you what.
Wait, we're 5 minutes into the season. You've already decided?
We're 9 minutes and 3 seconds into this season. Mike, it's clear at this point that they've been listening to our show. Who? They have been listening to our show, and we are currently being Truman Showed. Why do you say that? I'll tell you why I say that. Number 1, multiple part-time crew members already in the first episode of season 4. This was a tough category.
First act.
We got 2. First act, we got 2. We need 3 more out of the next 20-some episodes. Second thing, what is she drinking? What is Gwen drinking? Don't tell me that's a nice tall glass of poolside milk, Mike. It is.
She's pregnant.
That's also the name of Love Boat Project number 30. I'm just saying, somebody's listening. Something weird's happening. UFOs, disclosure dates. I don't know what's happening.
What a tremendous use of a time machine it would be.
Were you going to go back and get rid of some awful people? No. We're just going to Easter.
Marty.
So let's just see what happens. I will not mention it. Mm-hmm.
That really puts everything into play, I guess.
It's early. They're not messing around.
Gwen apologizes to Doc if she came off a little flip about being pregnant and single. Doc said it did, which I thought was odd. Yeah, I don't think he meant it in a way, but he was just kind of like, yeah, maybe I noticed that or whatever. But let's have a seat and get into what I'm going to call a miniature episode of Bricker. So,
nothing wrong with that.
So Doc asks...
It's a novella. Yeah.
Yeah, Doc asks if there's any chance that her and the father might get back together. And, listen. Charlie was a great guy, but as soon as she found out she was pregnant, he was out of there. And I'm thinking in my head, Mike, now you have kids, I have a kid, so I'm at least a little familiar with how all this goes. So 2 months, she's 2 months pregnant, which really mean they've known for like 3 weeks,
maybe a week.
Yeah.
Maybe 3-4 days. Sure.
So is Charlie like looking over her shoulder at the pregnancy test and then he is just out of there? I feel like Charlie was looking for a reason to go. This was a great relationship.
A time where like they wouldn't have the men in there for the tests, right? The doctor would probably talk to the man. God only knows. I mean, she just, 2 months seems awfully early.
Back then, I don't even know what did a home pregnancy test exist?
I don't know. Like,
because I mean, we really shouldn't. We really should have had a female one for this, but like you're late, right? So that takes a few weeks. Like there's just
think.
Yeah, there's just.
Well, it seems awfully early for her to have to like notify the doctor on board a cruise ship. And maybe you shouldn't go on a cruise ship if you have to notify a doctor.
I mean, my wife.
You know what I mean?
My wife flew on a plane like 8 months pregnant. Like, I think that part's fine. So
I don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, they got to make it work too. So
after Doc kind of is assured that the husband's not coming back, he takes a beat and he says, "I assume that your doctor has discussed alternative options." And I was just thinking, I was like, wow, that
was quick, dude.
That was a heavy-handed a little bit, but also like, okay, I get it. And they're going to just kind of move past that or whatever. Gwen's like, oh, I'm not getting an abortion. And we've had this happen before. And it's not like, I just wasn't expecting them to say it.
No, not 1980.
And I know it's obviously, Roe v. Wade is like 1972, right? So it's obviously like a hot issue or whatever, but it was just very like out there. It was very, very blatant conversation. I just wasn't expecting it.
I thought it was weird that they brought it up, and then we're gonna go down a similar path later. Like I was surprised they did it twice. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't the same thing, but this made. Like, I don't think you needed this doc to say that.
Like, it was
weird, man.
This was an abortion storyline in a way. Like, this was at least a partial choice, pro-choice storyline, which I just wasn't expecting on the Love Boat.
Well, no, because now that story just is deep.
Right, which it really isn't.
No, it's not. That's what's so weird, because now I'm just stuck like, well... All right. We'll get to it. It's just a weird. See, now I'm just thinking deeply about it, and I'm like, well.
Oh, well, I'm going to get a little deeper in a second. So So she basically is like, I'm against it. That's my choice.
Right.
I feel like I've made one mistake. I don't want to make two, which was a interesting way of putting it. I mean, she was in a relationship. To say she made a mistake made it seem like she was beating herself up a little bit. It sounded like this was Charlie's problem more than hers, but anyway. And, the good thing is, she had a loving family and she wants to pass that on. So everything will be fine.
Everything will be good. It'll be good. And it's funny, there were no like deeper questions like, how does your family feel? Like, what are you, nothing. Just Gwen Hutchins is still a complete mystery other than the fact that she's pregnant and she's attracted to guys named Dennis. That's the only thing I know about her.
Yeah. So basically, long story short, much like Madonna 6 years later, she'll be keeping the baby.
Don't preach.
As Doc leaves, a shirtless Dennis Grant shows up. And guess what, Mike? He's got a prop. And what prop, Mike, could you possibly have for somebody that you called Monkey in the hallway?
I mean, there's only one.
Yeah. And then Gwen's like, right. So it's bananas, and Gwen's like, oh, thanks a bunch, and wah. Like, there's a lot of womp womp. Again, I guess they're going for like, okay, we have this heavy part. We're gonna cut the tension with this
made it weird,
ridiculous thing. But yeah.
But I was just thinking, I was like, damn, Dennis Grant, you're really trying to get a lot of mileage out of that stupid comment or / joke that you made.
I mean,
where do you get the bananas in? Like, I thought you could get single bananas at a buffet, but a bunch is that gift shop? Are those gift shop bananas? Like, where are you buying a bunch of them?
Maybe he just snuck behind. Like, I assume
he brought them with him. Yeah, he took him out of Sergeant Harry Belusky's bag.
That's all he had was.
That's all he has: bananas and a one undershirt. Yeah.
God, let's see.
So I know I'm doing something if I cause you to lose your place.
Oh God, well, yeah, it's all this army nonsense that I just kind of shortcut. So
it's exhausting.
the army crew is over at Isaac's bar. They're drinking a lot, it sounds like, to the point where Isaac's like, you want another round or whatever? Nipsey Russell tries to talk about his family. He's got 4 kids, 2 and 2. And immediately Mel's like, I can't wait for those kids to get in the army. It's just so much of that.
Yeah.
And Nipsey Russell does some jokes about, if you like green, the army's great. The uniform and the food.
A little waka waka. Another slightly smaller.
A lot of it. Rick is talking to Gopher, and he's asking if he gets tired of being tied down with the old ball and chain, Julie. Gopher's like, I got tired of that girl in every port life. And, then Julie comes over. Julie's playing the part. You got to give her that. Calls him Pumpkin, I think, at one point, and asks if they can sneak off and get some sun before bingo.
Mike, let me ask you here. What you said before that you were okay with these two.
I like this storyline and all that came with it, but I understand where you're going to go.
No, I'm just curious. At what point did you like the possibility of those two maybe?
Oh, I didn't.
You didn't. Okay.
I didn't. I without getting too far ahead.
Right.
At this point, I thought it was just what it is, right? A TV plot.
Oh, at this point, I'm fine with it. Right. Nothing. Right. At this point, I'm good.
And then things happen.
Right.
And I was like, well, how are they going to get out of this one? And I thought they got out of it very well. And I think that's where I'm at. Plus, I think I have something that I will carry through the rest of the series as well. So
interesting.
Yeah. And again, this could just be a way that me and you look at things as well. So
I just simply thought in the world of possibilities, I just thought it was a little much, the first episode of the season, to kind of go down this route. Or
is it just another mile marker in the intricate love story of Julie McCoy? This might be the most well-crafted plot ever. Hard pass.
Yeah, because I mean, somebody got a little ahead of themselves, and so. But yeah, we'll yeah.
The canoodling or whatever works to fool Rick, but it also works to fool Steubing, who sees them and is very confused as we go to our first commercial break of the season. So.
Not a lot of heavy lifting this week by Steubing.
No, which, and again, it's like if we have a couple 2-parters. He's going to have.
He's going to have plenty.
He's going to have plenty to do. Plus, he's tired from all those stubbies that he had to carry off the stage a couple weeks ago.
Heavy. Well, and plus, none of these stories really are.
These are
okay,
These are a B and 2 C's, probably.
Yeah.
So, and that's probably being generous.
What's the worst storyline here?
Oh, the army ones.
Yeah,
I mean, especially the front half of the army one. Like, I know they had to do some of that to get to the back, but
I thought the back was awful too. I just thought it was just
it was much worse the second time around.
Yeah.
I'm just never gonna like the ones where they do the same beat like 7 times. The only time that has ever worked is the Jim Neighbors thing.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
And they knew they could do that. And that was 75 episodes ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same. Because, I mean, and it's no disrespect to Mr. Tabak, but I feel like he's just playing Vic Tabak in this episode.
Well, and the other thing,
whoever that is.
No, listen, I didn't hate it. And part of that is because I like the people. And they kept it to a minimum. There were a lot of quick acts. Like, there were a lot of quick.
Which is fine. If it's going to be like this, make it quick.
Right. They didn't linger.
No.
But I just hate the things where it's like, we got 5 of these. We have every one of these is going to be the same bit. I just don't waste my time.
You could have wrapped it up.
Or done,
obviously,
or you could have
wrapped it up quickly.
You could have fleshed out the other guys a little more.
Well,
you could have gotten to the same part.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, I agree. Because at the end, it's not like Sarge's relationship with, the other 3 soldiers was improved in any way as a result of this.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Act 2, Rick is having dinner with Julie and Gopher. We find out that Rick is a person who is early retired. And Mike, how did he achieve the ability to retire early?
Well, there's a little vagary, but we do know that he got in when gold was $40 an ounce. Well, as of today, like today, as of noon today, an ounce of gold is worth $4,733.
Wow. So he's...
Well, gold was 40 an ounce in 1970 to 71 when the U.S. dollar was officially detached from a fixed gold price. So basically, Nixon ended the gold to dollar convertibility, and gold was low. So apparently, Rick Martin bought an undetermined amount of ounces of gold. He didn't. It's not like he goes, I bought 20 ounces at 40. He goes, I bought gold when it was 40 an ounce. So I don't know if he bought.
He's got like
$41 of gold.
He bought like Scrooge McDuck's vault.
Yeah, he's just got coins everywhere. So no one really knows how much he has, but I mean, I
mean, enough to retire, and he's Gopher's age, so he's what, 32? Like that's a lot of gold.
That's a lot of gold. I do think he's swimming in coins at home.
Good for Rick.
Good for him.
He's also got a handful of Julie's legs.
And women are all over him too.
Well, I mean, like he says, it's like, I get the impression that Rick makes sure that everybody knows how rich he is. You know?
Oh, well, he goes by gold coin Rick. You know, he just slips you a gold coin, like instead of tipping.
He should have had coins billowing out of his jacket.
Or just chinging when he walks.
Or like if somebody hit his hat and a coin came out. He really just should have been Scrooge.
Just
would have been so much
little
better.
bag on his waist of the coins. It would have been great.
When he starts kind of making moves on Julie, then we get a little more demonstrative Julie and Gopher.
Yeah.
Pretty funny thing. Steubing and Doc are having dinner across the way, and Steubing's like, Gopher seems to be having a good time there. Who's the clinging vine? Which I thought was just such a great line.
That's a good line.
And Doc's like, Julie. So,
that's when that was Vicky's last appearance too, as she was like making eyes at what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that this is shocking to Vicky now. All the stuff she saw last season. Steubing mentions that he likes a friendly crew, but this is ridiculous. Let's see. Dennis and Gwen are having dinner, and man, Dennis can't shut up about Dennis.
Jesus. Nobody loves Dennis more than Dennis.
Luckily, we find out that he's in home mortgages and she's in real estate, so they're related, Mike.
Oh, well, look at that.
But hey, it's a tough time for both industries because the interest rates are high. Hey, Mike.
Just go buy a bunch of gold like Rick. You'll be all right.
Gold prices, high interest rates. Later, we talk about the price of gasoline, abortion. Would you be surprised to know that in 10 days, there's a presidential election?
And the Reagan era would begin. Yeah.
It just felt very intentional. Maybe I'm just reading into it, but it just felt like
sign of the times. Maybe
it just felt like we are very confident that Aaron Spelling is a Reagan man based on the fact that he's had all his children on the show so far.
I'm surprised he didn't mention like the hostage situation in Iran too. Like try to get that in there.
There's still time. Well, I guess they couldn't because they didn't know when this was going to air. That was the only problem.
That's true. That's funny.
But
that's a good call. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
I thought this was where I thought about it. It was like the abortion thing was one thing, but then when they talked about high interest rates, I was like, wait a minute.
I feel like it's that Law and Order, like ripped from the headlines.
It just feels like it's like Sinclair News made this episode or something.
That's funny.
So yeah, they at least can talk about the buying a house. That's their whole thing. The army guys are having dinner and enjoying themselves. Imagine that. So they are having a good time at some point. Like that is at least good, right? They're not just miserable the whole time.
Well,
so you understand
until Belushi goes an extra, a little extra and kind of screws it up. Sure.
Well, listen, I'm glad you guys are all having fun, but Sarge has, made a lot of plans, a lot of surprises for this trip. And here comes the first one, Mike. They're bringing out their dinners on army trays. Hilarious.
That's good. Well, they said it was like three
lobsters
and beans and franks or whatever.
That was so sad.
Those are the menu options?
That is the saddest part of the episode, is that he specifically requested, because that's the only thing he's ever eaten.
That's all he eats.
Right.
Franks and beans.
That was very sad. So in addition to all the things I just listed, we're also dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder.
I bet you he's got the worst table manners, like that kid in the Flamingo Kid. You remember he ate and he would go Something tells me he eats at home a lot, and he holds his fork like this, like it's just no manners.
All right, dance floor time. We get a quickie of Dennis and Gwen dancing. Gwen just kind of says that she's holding on. She didn't say she was dancing for two or anything. So.
Missed opportunity, Mike. Jeez.
Yep. No, she left a lot of opportunities on the table, to be honest.
There's so many opportunities for her to say something. Sure.
Gopher and Julie are dancing. This is where Julie tells Gopher about Rick's grabby hands.
What a scumbag, Rick.
With a creep like that on the boat, she's kind of happy to have a steady boyfriend. And, he's still joking, but a little less jokey. But still, just feels like it's joking. Here comes Rick to cut in. Julie allows it. I know we always have the cut in.
This goes against everything we know about the cut in. You can't do that.
Well, Julie allows it. She does say
but
okay.
It's not, but is it up to her or is it up to Gopher to accept?
Well, ultimately, it's up to her. Gopher is the lesser in the Gopher Rick relationship, so he's going to cower, I would imagine. But if Julie had said no, that's it.
But I just wonder, so you're dancing with your wife, and who says, when somebody says may I cut in, who gives the okay?
Ultimately, I think it's the wife.
Is it? Or is it the guy going sure? But then that's kind of weird, because it's like,
well, you can't say sure. You can't say sure if the wife doesn't want to do it.
Right. But if the wife says sure and the guy's not about it, I tell you what, boy, that's a sticky situation right there, Mike.
They're also not married. Rick also doesn't give two craps about what Gopher thinks. And he just assumes Julie wants
he knows
him.
He can walk all over Gopher anyway. The only person who's not letting him walk over Gopher is Julie, because Gopher will let it happen.
He should have given him some gold. Can I cut in with some gold?
She would have forgotten about Gopher if he gave her a couple of
She was aware.
Doubloons.
She was aware. Julie, we've talked about this.
See the coins. Yeah.
We have talked about this. The one thing with Julie and all the foibles in her romances, Julie's got her own money. She never cares about money. Ever. None of these guys she's ever gone after were about money. Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
I'm sure we'll get there. I'm
sure Chanel, with that giant porch you could fish off of.
Yeah, but that's Alaska rich. I mean, what does that mean?
The exchange rate. You know what's funny is speaking of Alaska, the other day somebody said, "Hey, I'm going to be taking some time off work. I'm going to Alaska." And I go, "Really? Interesting, because I don't do a podcast about the Love Boat and have looked at Alaska at all." And
yes, about the totem pole.
Right. This person is going to the town in which the wedding happened in Alaska on a cruise. And you don't know how much I was biting my tongue.
I was going to say, there's no way you said anything. But
I told her to look for Mark. And she goes, "Who?" I go, "You'll know. He's the guy running."
Anyway.
Yeah.
Julie kind of...
I like that she stood up for him. I like that.
Yeah. Gopher starts getting the business verbally via Rick, and Julie isn't having it and tells him to buzz off, and she walks off, and Rick kind of sulks out. And Gopher admits that things are going better even than he expected with this plan.
So if Rick was 8 years older, is Julie still walking away? I'm just saying, if he's more in her wheelhouse, I don't think this is happening. I really don't.
I got to think she's anti a little bit of that curly hair. That's a Chanel.
I think the hair is definitely...
That's not helping.
Too much.
Yeah, that's not helping.
And
Plus,
and
gold isn't Alaska famous for their gold rush?
They are famous for their gold. She's like, I don't want anything to do with gold, Alaska, or anyone that even resembles Ron Perlman. I want nothing to do with him.
All right, Gwen and Dennis are on the deck. And Mike, I think they're both head over heels for each other.
Well,
here's the thing, Mike.
We'll find out in a minute.
You know what Dennis Grant likes?
Old-fashioned morals.
Exactly.
It's like a slow motion car crash.
It's just one tumbleweed just goes around through the ocean. I understand why Gwen didn't want to say it here, but she does at least say.
No kidding. He's like, I don't want to I don't want to be with any whore like women. Basically,
you know what I like? Not pregnant women. So.
What's your type? Single, childless, and not currently pregnant. That's what Dennis
Gwen is aware that she should say something, but doesn't say something. But she at least starts to like grease the skids for saying something.
That's like,
and says there's
doesn't that rank higher than being straight up with Mr. Grant? Is saying, hold up, like this has gone far enough.
This is where, and again, it's 1980, right? Like we always joke. Where it was like no woman in our friend group ever had to tell anybody they were pregnant because we knew because you weren't drinking.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, but I don't know what that means.
Painfully obvious. Yeah.
I don't know what that means in 1980. You know, I don't know if that was milk or a Kahlua that she was drinking by the pool. The conversation probably isn't a nighttime conversation, but like, is Dennis Grant trying to make moves? Like, they didn't go back to her cabin. I guess that would have been another way to find out, you know, so.
Yeah, but would it have?
Well, she's got all those baby name books in her cabin. That's how he would know.
That's right. And don't you have that brush?
He's got that baby spoon.
Oh, the baby spoon. That's right. I thought it was a brush. Julie hands her a baby spoon. What?
She's got the pregnancy pillow in there. He's just
crib. The crib's being assembled. Yeah.
Dennis is like, listen, I can't wait to hear about everything about you, but let's do that tomorrow. Early dinner. I'll take you around Mazatlan. What better way to spend a day?
Sounds like a cruise regular to me, Mike. He's got
He's got some moves. He definitely has some moves. All right, the army guys are doing some singing, but Sarge is like, no, none of this mushy stuff. More army songs, and we get a rousing Vic Tayback rendition of Over There. See you at the Stubbies, Vic Tayback.
Well, it's only the first time he's going to sing it this episode too. There's a reprise later. Sure.
Gopher and Julie are on the deck. Oh no. No. We
know what's about to happen. No, Julie.
Gopher is thanking Julie for, helping out with this devious plan, and he hopes that it hasn't been too weird or too hard for her. When he spots Rick, though, he goes in for a smooch as to throw Rick off the scent. And we get that smooch that kind of is a fake smooch, and it kind of lingers for a little bit, and Rick walks off. But then we go back for a second. We go back for another reprise, Mike.
The reprise, smooch reprise. Sure.
Yeah, and this smooch reprise, that seems to hit a little bit. In fact, Gopher just tells Julie that she's terrific, and he runs off, and we get kind of a stunned look from Julie. She doesn't know what the hell's going on. Usually she's the one running off.
Well, she's a little surprised. She doesn't know what to do because Fred Grandy doesn't have an upper lip. He has a very small upper lip. She's like, that was the weirdest. Was that a half kiss? Was it a full? That's all I have. That's all my. Oh yeah, I love you, Fred Grandy. I don't have anything else here. I was uncomfortable.
I am pretty sure this is Julie's first kiss since the end of season 2.
Since Chanel?
Well, no, there was kisses after Chanel. Oh, they did kiss at Alaska. Yeah. That's right. So yeah, this is the first kiss since the season opener of last season.
He kissed her before.
He kissed her ass goodbye.
Wait, before you go. Like, no.
He did kiss her for a while. That's true. I forgot about that one. Yeah, that was
inappropriate. She didn't see it
appropriate.
coming. She's like, oh.
Yeah, you don't kiss me like you're married to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Act 3. Gopher frantically knocks on Isaac's door at 4 a.m. to fill him in on what's going on and get some advice. This is a great scene.
I love these leopard BJs.
The pajama game for both of them is pretty strong. This is I thought this rang very true of the relationship we've seen between the two of them, right?
I like it. I like that he went to him.
He went to him. He went to him in a way where he didn't really have the thoughts fully formed. I agree with your earlier comment that Gopher clearly jumps the gun a little bit here.
Yeah.
But it's 4 a.m. You're not making the wisest decisions at 4 a.m. and who knows? I mean,
or date a little more. I mean,
well, listen,
I'm just saying it's
his
leap that he's about to make is a borderline psycho move.
But it's getting reciprocated. It would have been more psycho if he had gone forward before she kind of.
Oh, but that to me, that she's not the measuring stick based on the things that have happened. You know what I mean? I feel like he should have been the bigger person to be like, oh, geez.
Have you ever
like damaged goods? But like,
well, hold on now. Have you dated friends like that you've known for a long time? It's a weird, it's a weird, it always has some level of, too much, right? Like, too much history. That's kind of the point, so, but I think the only thing I would say is it felt a little sudden just in terms of there had never been anything between the two of them.
Right.
But also because of the fact that it kind of came and went pretty quickly. Like, I guess if they had had some drinks, that really would have covered a lot of it.
But there is that Pirates Cove scene later after they sort of talked it out.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know.
Where this ends, I think, is more interesting than anything, honestly. But
I think I've always been that person. No, I haven't always, but I've always tried to separate work life from regular life.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like my work friends, I'm not hanging out with my work friends and my friends at the same time. Like those streams.
You can't mix worlds. It's very complicated.
And I don't want nothing to, and the thing is, I'm not the same, you know what I mean? And
how you play a character?
My work people to know, But this
I have done all the mistakes. I have dated friends. I have dated people at work. I've done all the things, and it goes about the way. This almost feels like, and again, this is why maybe if they had a couple drinks, it would have been a little easier for me to understand.
Sure.
But this is essentially a work happy hour where you hook up, and then by the time you get back to Monday, you're like, that was weird, but we won't worry about that anymore. And that's the end of that.
In the back of your head, you're like, well, I wonder if that'll ever happen again, or if that was just a thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So maybe, are you thinking that's kind of where this leaves us to, as far as like, we're not closing the door, we're not keeping it open, we're just going to kind of see.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get to it. But yes, sure. I definitely have thoughts there. Long story short, Isaac is like, listen, kind of what we're saying. Like sometimes the one you're looking for has been under your nose the whole time. It's not crazy.
That's right.
And I think that's all Gopher was kind of looking for, was just confirmation he's not being way out of bounds. And they didn't rag on Julie. Idea. They didn't rag on Julie here either, which is probably something I was a little worried about, so.
I'm just surprised. I thought maybe, and it just occurred to me, I'm surprised Isaac didn't discourage it.
Well, he kind of had that thought after the fact.
Yeah, that's true. It's also
4 a.m. and he just woke up and this is all new information.
And he's wearing leopard pajamas too.
You can't give hard truths in leopard pajamas.
Not when you're wearing, cats of prey. Sure.
All right, now it's 6 a.m. We get another bang on the door, but this time it's the army guy's door. They're hungover, and it's Sarge with a fucking bugle.
This guy. What an amazing ADR job on the bugle. How many musical performances is this guy going to have in one episode? I mean, geez. As of right now, he's multiple Stubby nominee for the same category. Jeez.
I just love the idea of Vic Tayback winning Best Musical Performance.
The winner is Vic Tayback doing Reveille. Sort of doing reveille.
Over there from the shower. I would like to see an episode in a couple of weeks that takes place exactly during this episode, but it's just the person down the hallway who gets woken up at 6 a.m. by a bugle.
These jerks.
Oh my God. So this is just like, this is a bridge too far. This guy's nuts. So this guy does have problems.
And and he's on vacation.
Yeah.
This is vacation.
You packed your bugle, man. That's what's in the bag.
That's it.
Dog tags.
T-shirt, dog tags. And
then what was the other thing?
Oh,
was food,
Franks
right?
and beans.
Franks and beans.
It's stuff with Franks and beans. Yeah, this guy doesn't you got to chill out, man. This guy,
God.
You got to come back from the war, Sergeant Harry Beluski. Come on, buddy.
Gopher Chase's, well, to be fair, his whole platoon died on his watch. So.
17 of 20, sure. Poor guy.
Gopher is chasing Steubing down the hallway. He's got questions, but he kind of hides it in the fact that he read an article about marriage rates. Steubing follows up with a article that he read about higher gasoline prices, Mike. Probably another political issue.
Unbelievable. They were really...
Gopher finally admits that he just kind of wants to know if there's any rule from the princess line about marrying a coworker. And Steubing says, no. In fact, I once attended the marriage of a stewardess and a young pastry chef. You could say they were rolling in dough. Which,
he loves
first of all,
pastry-related jokes. Get them out. Yeah,
he laughs so hard. It is so funny. He loves it so much. It was so funny. Also, Meryl, did you just watch episode, I want to say 17 or 18, the Bobby Adidas one, where they literally say we're rolling in dough?
Yeah. Recycled jokes. Come on. In my defense, it was like 2.5 years ago. Like, all right, that's fair.
Burl kind of hides it and lies and says that he just wants to learn as much as he can about ship rules because he's the assistant purser. And Steubing is busy laughing at his dough joke. So.
Just loves it.
All right. Gwen shows up late for this breakfast plan with Dennis. She was a little queasy. She could have hit that a little harder, I guess. Dennis just isn't even thinking about this, right? Because she's such an old-fashioned girl.
What Dennis wants to hear. He doesn't want to hear pregnant or morning sickness. He's goal-oriented.
So this is actually the Gwen's egregious error here. So Dennis assumes that she's a little seasick, and don't worry, you'll get your legs under you. And she doesn't say anything. And this is like, dude, say it here. It's breakfast.
Now is the time. It's daytime.
There's your in.
Yeah.
Like he put it right on the platter for you, but she doesn't. And somehow this ends up with him heading to the purser's office so he can make plans for that early dinner and trip around Mazatlan. Wonderful.
Well, he's going to know she's pregnant when all she wants to do is eat ice cream and pickles and Mazatlan.
She really wants to go to that Raymond Burr restaurant with no liquor.
Oh, that fits perfect.
On it. Yeah.
Dennis Grant's not going to that fucking place, though, Mike. I guarantee you. Virgin margaritas? No.
Dennis gets up, runs into Doc. He apologizes. I've been running into a lot of people lately. Must be love. Sure. Yeah. Could be eye problems. Too.
Could be accidental. Just could be random.
Could be vertigo. Maybe you should check that out, Dennis.
Yeah, maybe that's not the... Yeah, let's not assume it's that. Okay.
Doc pops in and says, well, it looks like you two are getting along famously. And she's like, oh, I'm head over heels. And no, I haven't told him yet. Doc's like, I don't care. But he thinks that...
Wait, like she thinks he's like the Jiminy Cricket? Like, when are you going to tell him? When are you going to tell him? Like,
Well, because some episodes Doc is like that, but this isn't that one. Yeah.
Nope.
Ultimately, he says that she'll find the right time, although she doesn't really. She also says
time here. You know?
Yeah. She also says timing isn't my long suit, which why is timing not her long suit? She's not pregnant because of timing unless her birth control ran out.
Unless her clock stopped working for months. I don't know. I don't know how.
Yeah. I mean, Charlie's a dick. That's kind of the problem.
Yeah, I don't understand what time's got nothing to...
Like, it sounds like she was in a good long-term relationship, got knocked up, and the boyfriend ran. Like, that's not timing.
No, that's not timing at all. That's like a weird. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Rose is cleaning up after the army boys, and man, are they pissed about stupid Mel.
Sarge nonsense.
And they're like, we got to get this guy's mind off the army. Rose is like, and this is where Rose turns into Marie Barone. She's just like, you got to get him a girl. It's just like, well, one thing leads to another. And they decide that Rose is, in fact, that girl.
Why did they bring Gwen over? Get her away from Dennis. No, probably wouldn't have worked. Just saying.
He should not be around children for sure.
No. She's singing over there with, get another song in. Sure.
Rose lets everybody know what a big fan of MacArthur she is and what a not big fan of Harry Truman she is. Jeez.
That was a little confusing to me, but I was just going with it.
Well, they were just trying to get his I shall return or whatever the MacArthur bit was. They were just trying to, Anyway, she agrees to it because, Tokyo had its Rose. Why can't you? And it's a lot.
It's a lot.
People were the writers were very proud of themselves for this one, but yeah.
No, they really were. You're absolutely right.
All right. I thought, I don't think you're going to agree with me, but I thought this was a great scene. So Julie is bad mouthing Rick to Doc. And Doc's like, yeah, I can't see how those two were classmates. There's a big difference and all that kind of stuff. And then Julie just starts going into like a much more breathy defense / complimentary of Gopher. And everything she says about what a great man Gopher is and all this stuff, Doc's like, Gopher?
Yeah, same.
Burl Smith? The financier? Like, it's basically like... And then she says, it might be the best line Lawrence Hughes has ever delivered, where she's just like, well, you clearly haven't been kissed by Burl Smith or whatever she says. And she just says it in like, it is a little weird that they got to that point that fast, but it just was very funny that she is clearly like feeling whatever it is. She's feeling it, right? That kiss did some stuff last night.
Some optimism, some.
Yeah. I didn't expect you to like it, but I thought it was very funny. And Doc was very good in that too.
I thought Doc was good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I definitely agree.
Rose knocks on Sarge's door to begin the Rose ruse. Doris Roberts is doing a lot of like, come up and see me sometime acting, basically. Yeah. At this point, she notices that Tabek's got the tats and that he's an army guy, and this is her last cabin to clean. After that, she can give him a tour of the ship, and it's much better salute that she gives at the end than Stubing has.
Oh.
But basically, this is the beginning of the flirting, and it happens very fast. Like, for a guy who is psychotic, he very quickly finds interest in love. So
yeah, it was wild. It wasn't. Well, I mean, again, look at the point of how far we are into this episode before this happened too.
Yeah,
we're pretty far in at this point. We're well over halfway.
It is a very oddly paced episode, and you really notice it when you're doing the notes, and you're like, there's so much left, and there's so much that doesn't happen, and I don't really know where the time went. Like, honestly, it goes very fast, but it's just like nothing really took a big chunk or anything. So Doc is a gossip monger, so he's tracking down Isaac to get his side of this whole Julie Gopher affair. Isaac kind of reveals what happened in the beginning of this act. Then Doc kind of reveals what happened in the middle of this act. And they kind of agree that they really shouldn't say anything, especially to Stubing, until they get more information. Yeah. Stubing comes in, asks if anybody knows why Gopher's acting weird. Isaac immediately says, "You knew?" So
great job there. Great job.
And then Stubing drops the bomb. He's like, "I only know because he was asking about marriage." And they're all like, marriage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is completely nuts. But it's a Love Boat. They love to marry people on here. So it's just that same theme. Marriage.
But you'd also think that they would be like immune to the magic of the Love Boat, right? Like,
I don't know. I mean, that could have been something. I mean, let's say they went a different way and they just went for it.
Yeah.
I think there's a path there somewhere.
Well, I mean, especially Gopher. Like we've talked about this before. Gopher, when he actually ends up with a woman, it's always the same kind of woman. If anything, there are versions of Julie that are probably a little fast for him. You know, not everyone, but some of them for sure. So
I agree. It would definitely be a departure for her to date someone like him, but maybe a healthy thing in a way.
Sure. No, I think this is. I don't know that I think they were. I don't know what I think they were thinking, and I don't
think they just got carried away.
And I'm basically writing plots in my head for later on.
Fiction going on,
basically. Yes. All right. Daytime deck drama, Mike.
My favorite kind of drama.
Oh, this is a lot. All right. So Dennis and Gwen.
Oh boy.
Admit that they're both head over heels for each other. So they're turning their keys.
Imagine, it's amazing how fast that happens, Mike.
Well, they've known each other for almost 2 days.
Sure.
And you know what? Dennis kind of even wants a big family. I came from a big family. I'd love a big family. Of course, if you remember,
love kids.
Dennis Cole's first episode, he showed the picture of his 4 kids, and he was kind of fond of his dead wife. So
he loved these kids. He'd love to have kids of his own that are alive.
The kids were alive. The wife was dead.
Oh, never mind.
But Gwen's like, all right, but listen.
Here's the thing.
I'm pregnant. 2 months pregnant. And she quickly does like a lot of the quick defense. She's like, I don't even talk to the father anymore, blah, 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 blah. Which I get what she was doing, but probably didn't come off the way she wanted it.
No, she should have just let him deal with it.
And then,
however he's going to deal with it,
And then, and how he deals with it.
Wow.
So at first he's stunned. To your point, they've known each other for 36 hours.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be that stunned, but okay, fine. I get it. Like it obviously, if I'm falling for somebody, it does add a complication. That is fair. I think that is a fair take to have. But then he says that all I can do is think about in my mind about this shipboard fling with a woman who's carrying another man's baby and is apparently proud of it, which I missed that the first time. That's a friggin'
that's a weird
damn dude. And she's like, well, certainly not ashamed.
Well, she should just, if she had she should get up at this point and be like,
well, and even if you're kind of on the fence, even if you're kind of on the fence about that, then this guy who has known her for less than 48 hours has the fucking balls to ask about abortion. Like, what? Oh my God. I could not believe that.
Yeah.
That was
coming.
Stunning. That was stunning.
Very uncomfortable.
That was absolutely stunning to me.
Because they already brought it up before. I didn't expect to hear that word again.
But that is where
what a fucked up thing to say to somebody.
But isn't that, if you want to fall into my theory, isn't that exactly what a pro-life ad would be? In that it's like, look at these pro-choicers. They're just like treating abortion like
it's just,
right.
Yeah.
It was it felt pointed in a way that I just wasn't ready for.
Maybe Dennis Grant's a big pro-life guy.
I think Dennis Grant's a big pro-Dennis Grant guy.
Yeah, Dennis Grant loves some Dennis Grant.
Anyway, he needs some time to think about this, which, fair. Like, the beginning of his talk and the end of his talk, fair. The middle, terrible.
Maybe you should have just said, let me just think about this before I say anything.
This is all happening very fast. I care about you, but obviously this changes scenarios. Let's think about it.
Yeah. So what could have possibly happened to him in Mazatlan?
Anyway, Mike,
what did he rob a bank? Like, what did he do? Did the life-changing thing happen there?
Mazaslan, what are you talking about? He can't even think about dinner or Mazaslan. He just kind of is drifting off in his own mind. And Gwen's like, he's not going to come back from commercial. He's definitely not coming back.
He went to go bang out shots of non-alcoholic tequila in the worst Mexican restaurant in Mexico. What a weird. Because in my mind, I'm like, all right, Gwen's done with this dude. That's it. I'm surprised that she even gave him the app. No, I'm not, because she should have just cut him off here. Like, do me a favor, don't ever talk to me again.
They love their like last minute returns too, which
like a redemption,
which generally are unearned, except for the French guy in the plane. Like, no one coming back has ever really been earned.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, it's just a weird. Like, I don't feel like Dennis Grant earned the right to say anything else to her based on what he said to her in this scene.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Mean, he's a good looking dude. I guess you can get away with anything if you're good looking enough.
Unfortunately.
Look at that fart. Yeah.
A cheerful gopher lets us know that we're in Mazatlan over the intercom. Rick is at Julie's door pitching like really aggressive and antagonistic woo.
Like, I'm here for immediate sex, Julie. I mean, apparently, like, what were you
doing? He is stunned that Julie's not into him and refuses to take anything for an answer. And this is all going through the door, Buttons style.
It is through the door, yeah.
But then when he starts bad-mouthing Gopher, she opens the door and gives him what's for, lets him in, and then walks out and leaves him in the room.
I like this, that she was standing up for Gopher.
Yeah.
I don't think they necessarily needed a romantic connection for her to do that, but I just liked her standing up for him.
Well, it's like they have had at times a very brother-sister relationship.
Yeah.
Then I always bring up the end of Spider Serenade where she kind of went over and talked to him in a way that I thought was very sweet.
It was very sweet, yeah.
You know, so it's all baked in.
They have a relationship.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. It's not insane.
No.
It's not like it's her and Isaac, right? Like that'd be
weird.
You know.
Well, her in the doc, remember the thing when she was like, how come
I still think, I know you bring that up a lot, but that to me felt like the most throwaway.
Oof. I hope so.
Wasn't great. Wasn't great.
I didn't like it.
But
I didn't like it.
Let's see. So Rose and Harry are having dinner in Rose's cabin. Rose asks Mel, why don't you talk to me the way a man talks to a woman?
Oh, it's so weird.
But he can't. Because he can't like
know what that means.
He just doesn't know how to talk to anyone.
No.
Like it's not a man-woman thing. It's a civilian army person thing.
He's just been completely brainwashed.
Yeah. He'd still be in the army if they didn't have mandatory retirement. And he literally says that. It is kind of sad. Like it is a sad and probably very realistic character that they clearly didn't want to explore for a whole episode, but
he's awfully old to be that rank too, by the way. That's not a very high rank.
Master Sergeant?
He said he was a Master Sergeant. Is that what he said?
Yeah, that came out in this.
Never mind then. Master Sergeant's up there. That's up there.
I mean, you're going to be in the back. You're going to be in the
because they have
in the gulag if you keep bad mouthing them like this.
Well, because they have him listed as like S. They don't have him listed as Master Sergeant. I forgot.
He said Master Sergeant. Yeah. I don't know if he was lying to Rose or not. But
it makes sense. That's more age appropriate. But yeah.
Anyway, Harry agrees to try for Rose, you know, to be at least a normal person, which is all you really want in a relationship. So.
Sure. I mean, yeah, it's true.
Doc finds Gwen on the deck and asks where Dennis is. Turns out Dennis is back in Los Angeles. He got on a plane from beautiful Mazatlan International Airport, and he got on the first thing smoking to get the hell out of here.
Gwen was like, "Dennis, what's your favorite color?" Dennis. Yeah.
You think Charlie was flying the plane? Like he's just like, I got you, friend.
No problem. I'll keep this thing warm for you. Yeah.
All right. Gopher is talking to himself on the deck. He's kind of rehearsing what he wants to talk to Julie. He's going to go down to her cabin and try and figure this out. But Julie shows up.
Apparently, right? No,
I don't know. I don't think
he just let his brain run wild.
I think he just kind of wanted to find out. And that is an advantage of dating a friend or hooking up with a friend or whatever, is you, in theory, can just kind of lay it on the table and be like, hey, what are we doing here? Like, it's like, so this felt way more modern than I probably would have thought a 1980 plot line would have been.
Well, especially for like an intricate sort of relationship between, an intra-office sort of. Yeah. I thought it was definitely, it wasn't as simple as some of the other ones.
Gopher's like, listen, when this all started, I swear I didn't think it was going to be anything, but then, when you kind of do it and the kiss, and then Julie kind of cuts them off and it's like, yeah, the play acting kind of brings up real feelings. And clearly they both felt something, whether it was before the kiss or the kiss itself. But like they, neither of them are being weird. Neither of them are calling it crazy. They're almost kind of like, maybe, and I think they both are, at least they don't say it, but it's kind of that thing where it's like, well, what else are we doing? Right. Like, so they think, where we should start is we should try to kiss again.
What's so weird, it always happens like when they're on duty though, man. Like it's never like when they're not at work. You know what I mean? In this case,
well,
I mean, I know that.
But this is the thing we always run into. Is they're always at work, but are they working? Like there are shifts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
I should say they're in uniform. I wonder if that has any bearing on like your behavior or what you can or can't do in uniform.
I dated a girl at Wawa and we would sneak off and smooch.
Were you wearing?
Yep. Wawa apron, Wawa tie. Beautiful. That's right. Come get me, Dickwood.
Still free. Yeah.
So they're like, let's try that kiss again. That's a good place to start. And we get the music swell and the romantic fanfare, and they kiss for like half a second, and they're both like, no.
Nope.
And that made me laugh very hard.
I kind of liked that it ended up that way.
So then they're like, okay. Last night was more passionate. That was more spontaneous, a little softer, all this stuff. They try again, and they're both like, this is not it. Right. Whatever this is, this ain't it. And they're both like, we should probably just be friends. And this is where then we get, special friends, more than friends, all that kind of stuff. Mike, the term friends with benefits.
Like insurance?
First originated when? What year would you say friends with benefits became a term?
I was a very young man in 1980, so I have no idea then. I would say, I feel like it's a 90s thing.
1995.
There we go. Okay.
Which felt not old enough for me until I thought about it. And I was like, well, yeah, but I was the exact age where that would have been something that I would have heard about. So I've known about it all my life. That would have been relevant, right? So
that's true. Somebody just labeled it.
At least according to the internet search I did, the credit for the term goes to the 1995 song Head Over Heels by Alanis Morissette. So there you go. I guess we ought to have known.
In my head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think we can just do it here. I think those two will be randomly hooking up throughout the run of the series. And we won't ever see it. And I don't even know if they'll give us a wink, but in my head, much like when Doc hooked up with Patty Duke off camera.
Yeah.
I just think the way those two left it, special friends, because you know how that would usually go. It'd be like, okay, shake hands and walk away, whatever. There was something there, and I don't think they'll ever address it on the show again, but in my show, I'll be bringing it up a lot.
What about, is it the same conclusion about Juan Epstein and Marcia Brady from way back when? Or it's different? I
don't think they had sex on this boat.
This particular cruise.
I think the door is left wide open without it being said between the two of them.
That's fair.
And that's how I will proceed until I see otherwise, which I don't think we ever will. But anyway, I thought this was a well-handled, quick in and out that won't really have any legs. And I thought it made me feel good about both characters in a way, especially Julie. I thought there was a little bit of season 1 and 2 Julie in there.
A little bit.
A little bit more than we'd seen. So
a little bit, which I'm not mad at. I think it's a good thing.
It was almost like it almost felt like an actual combination of the 3 seasons of Julie. That's what it felt like. So, which is what I guess it's supposed to be.
That's fine.
And I think the little bit I've looked ahead for the next few episodes, I think she's getting back on the horse now. So I think we'll get to kind of see what we got. So
yeah.
All right. Let's see. Harry is telling Rose how he's always had trouble trusting people. I'm sure that won't be a problem.
No, Rose is pretty
honest
as they come. Yeah.
Harry wasn't willing to open up, but for Rose, it's different.
Yeah, because he's known her for so long.
Yep.
They're so close. Yeah.
Before Rose can tell Harry what actually is going on, the army buddies just very loudly down the hallway or just spilling plot all over the place.
Why aren't they sleeping? They're so tired. They're all bitching about like, oh, this guy, he's finally gone. And they're out being, go to sleep. Go hide. Dummies.
Rose has lied. Rose has lied to the wrong Marine, I think. War is hell. War isn't hell. Love is.
Love is. Yeah, I got that as a...
Great job. Great job, everybody.
That's great.
All right. Stubing's happy to hear that the Julie Gopher thing is over, but Rick shows up and those two just start smooching again. And they kind of tell Rick it's hard to quit cold turkey.
I guess.
And again, this is played for comic effect. I don't think it really means anything, but it's like once you go through that door, there's a drunken party where those two are going to hook up again.
Holiday party. Who knows?
Just saying.
I agree.
And is it the worst thing? You're on this boat every week. It's not the worst thing. You're not hurting anybody. You're not hurting anybody. So good for both of you. You're young, dumb, and full of boat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, are we still doing this? The army guys and Rose are at Sarge's door. He won't let him in, but Rose has a skeleton key. That's the perk of being one of the stewardesses. When he lets her in or she comes in, he goes to the bathroom, and this is where we get the reprise.
Reprise of over there from the latrine.
He turns the shower on, but she's like, fuck this, I'll sing with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
And they're both singing at each other, basically. Funny line here from the army guys, and he said, gotta give it to Sarge. He doesn't hold a grudge. I thought that was pretty funny, actually.
That's funny.
But anyway, Mel comes out, and he's like, you're still here. And, that meant a lot. And that was basically it. Like, the fact that she hung around.
That's all it took.
That's all it took. They're going to get married.
That bar is low. Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Act 5. Harry is talking to the army guys, telling them about their next 30-year anniversary. And Nipsey Russell's like, Sarge, it'll be 60. And he's like, no, our wedding anniversary, you dingbat.
Dingbat.
Yeah. And then Rose leads them out in a march because we needed one more of those. Thank God. Doc is escorting Gwen out. She does a pretty labored Wizard of Oz thing. But look who came back, Mike. It's Dennis.
What, he flew back from L.A.? Like, what's going on?
No, they're
he's in L.A. He just met the boat.
Right.
He did fly back, but...
Right. I'm a jerk. This is why we know that Mazatlan International Airport is basically free. It's like the Flex bus.
Everyone does. It's just whatever. You can just jump the turnstile there. They don't even care.
He apologizes for the male ego, which, again...
What was that?
Well, okay.
Yeah, but it's not the initial comment. It's the second comment that doesn't go with his initial comment. That's like, he doesn't make any sense.
Why? Because he says it was about love?
No, he said it was about female love.
Female love. Yeah, well, he loves a female.
His male ego and female. Just own it, Mr. Grant.
Well, it's like if this hadn't been a pro-Reagan super PAC ad.
Right, brought to you by.
The more interesting to me is I love you, but I can't get the image of another man's baby out of my mind, which makes total sense. And, you have to be okay with it or not.
Well, and there's a way to communicate that.
Right. Exactly. And it is like, I need more time and all that kind of crap or whatever. But they
just met.
Yeah. And the fact that he just left the night before, and like, to your point, what did he do? Like, I thought he was going to come home and come back with like his mom or something. Or
he was on the way home.
He didn't show up with like a stuffed bear or something, like the baby spoon,
baby bottle,
like anything. Like, yeah.
Nothing.
So weird. And that's a series wrap for Dennis Cole. Maybe we'll see you on Fantasy Island.
Hope so. Oof.
Rick says his goodbyes and pulls Gopher aside and kind of asks, "What's your secret?" And Gopher says, "You start with a friend."
What does that mean?
Much like Biz Marquis told us all those years later.
That's right. More of a soothsayer, less of a rapper. Yeah.
And then we end with a nice shot of Gopher and Julie just kind of, laughing, sharing a laugh. Nothing more. Will anything ever happen between them again on screen, Mike? I doubt it.
Yeah.
What happened up here? No doubt.
They're saving it for the spinoff.
So I thought you were going to say they were going to save it for when they kill Maxwell Thorne.
You might as well.
They're having sex over his dead corpse.
God.
Who done it?
It's just so weird, and everybody's there. Yeah, everyone's
God. Anyway, that's it for episode 1. Total's going to recap. Obviously, this is the best and worst episode, but I thought your point was interesting. As far as a season opener goes, I mean, it's better than that second season opener for sure.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as last year, but
last year that was a fan. I mean, I'll tell you what we don't have. We don't have Season of the Olds yet.
That's
I think
true.
Season of the Olds we've put in the rear view.
Well, I mean, it's only one episode. We don't know what's going to happen next week. I think we should reserve. I think by the time we get through episode 5, which at that point will have been 7.5 hours of Love Boat.
Right.
So I think we'll know, because I do ultimately think next week will be what was supposed to be the opener. Then we'll have it. But I'll say this, as far as a run-of-the-mill 1-hour episode,
it's fine.
It was absolutely fine. It would have been right smack in the not bad pile, right?
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
They probably could have done a lot more with the other things, but it didn't hurt anything. It was a harmless episode, I would say. And I ended up really liking the Julie Gopher stuff.
And I get it. I get where you're coming from on that.
Yeah. So, but I ended up really hating the redundant army stuff.
No, it's just the story was told within the first 10 minutes. Just get to it already. Come on.
And the more we talk about it, the more what started out as a joke has turned into a reality with this Reagan stuff. I really think it's a little heavy-handed.
Man.
So
that is wild.
All right, for the first time this season, Captain of the Week.
Cool. Captain of the Week. It's funny in this one. I think it has to be Gopher. And I say that because who else could it be? It's not Harry Beluski. It can't be Doc. Didn't have a big enough role.
I thought Doc was good in what he had, but it wasn't like enough. I have Doris Roberts written down, but the more I think about it, I don't know that I agree with that. Especially the second time around.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say Julie.
That's fair.
I just kind of liked it, and like I said, I really liked kind of that middle part. And again, I think they stuck the landing in a way that last season or 2 seasons ago, I don't think they would have.
I agree.
They didn't play it for laughs, which for them is really weird. But they also didn't play it saccharine sweet.
No,
it was just kind of good. I forgot to look who wrote it, but if it was somebody who doesn't work on the show, I wouldn't be shocked. So
yeah, no, I thought it was good. I can't argue with that. I mean, it's the same storyline, just different sides of the same story.
Yeah. Walk the plank, worst of the week.
Well, it's funny. When we started, I kind of was back and forth, and I was thinking, well, who is a bigger villain, Dennis Grant or Rick Martin? Now, being that Dennis Grant ended up with the woman that he was being so villainous, in my opinion, towards, not villainous, but potential stubby. I got to go Rick Martin, because he kind of stuck to who he was throughout the entire thing. Not that that's a good thing, but I think he was just committed to being that guy that needs to walk the plank. Although I could throw Belushi off here in a second.
That plank is covered in gold.
Yeah.
I'm going with the army plot in general, like especially the first half. It just, like I said, the redundancy. At this point, we're in season 4. At this point, you can do 2 scenes different to chop that up a little bit. You don't have to do it like that.
Yeah.
Or have those army guys have a scene where he's not in it and they actually talk about it a little bit more, right? Just something to
earnest scene about it. Like, man, we really,
Jim Varney would be great in this.
Yes, he would. Oh, Jim Varney. Yeah, unbelievable.
And that totals in a recap for this week.
Plugs, no email this week. You can reach out to us, email us at theloveboatproject@gmail.com. Plugs from the ballpark to the living room. This is the Phillies podcast you don't want to miss. So grab your bat, your cap, and your Phillies pride. Crack open a cold one and join Chris Jones, Justin Clue, and Mike Robertson for a weekly Phillies happy hour. Check out Absolutely Hammered on the Hitting Season Patreon. You can find us anywhere and everywhere you find your audio podcasts. Please hit that subscribe button, leave a review, leave a like. You can also check out our video podcast on YouTube. I did look ahead at our next episode, Mike.
I don't know. I've got a lot of things scrambled in my head, so I'll be interested to hear what you got.
This is all we need to know going in.
Okay.
There are 5 storylines, 12 portholes.
Wow. Now, were you able to ascertain if it's 5 storylines, but like there's one main and they all kind of branch off, or are we going back old school where it's literally 5 different stories?
They are linked together.
Okay, good. That makes it a little easier to wade through.
I'll say it, they're on a themed cruise.
Oh,
and
excellent.
We are not starting in the Pacific Ocean, my friend.
What?
We're not in any ocean, as a matter of fact.
Oh, it's a space cruise.
We are out in space.
Oh, wow.
We are starting in the Caribbean this year, sir.
Oh, wow. We go back to pick up the corpses of Bert Convy and Wes Anderson.
They mentioned that we're going through the Panama Canal too. So I'm telling you, they're listening to the show. This is 2 episodes in a row where they've addressed something that we've complained about.
So before we watch it, how will they get them onto a Caribbean cruise? Will it be like the thing that I had brought up, which is going to be like, well, this is a special honor for our crew to be picked to come work the Caribbean leg.
I'll say this. I don't know. I've not seen the whole episode. I don't know if they allude to it, but it is clearly not the Pacific Princess.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Pretty obvious.
Which
makes me think this could be the real season premiere. But we'll see.
I think that would be... Because I really do think if you had this one in the can and you had the other one in the can, you would not blow the 2-parter on the first night back of new TV. You'd save it because they're going to watch that regardless.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Plus, next week's November. We're in sweeps.
It should be interesting. There is a lot going on this next episode.
I'm excited.
Next
I can't wait.
2 episodes. So
yeah,
90
2-parter.
Minutes. Well,
no, 2 hours.
Minutes. Yeah, 2 hours.
You wish it was 90 minutes. Yeah, just in case you forgot from at the end of last season, we have our next 4 episodes are 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, 90 minutes. So it's a lot of
SOBs. That's all right.
And ours will be longer.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, that's all I have.
Well, here we are. We are in our 4th season officially now. The light has been lit. I think it's a 25 episode season again, just like last year. So we're almost done.
See you in a year.
See you in a year. But thanks to everybody for listening to everything before this. And for this one, we'll be back with that 2-parter in a couple of weeks. But until then, enjoy your cruise to the Caribbean, I guess. And we'll talk to you next time.
Hi, everyone. It's Fred Grandy.
And I'm Ted Land.
And I'm Jill Wheeler.
And you may remember us from your favorite TV show, The Love Boat.
And now we're back together and ready to embark on a brand new adventure.
Each week on the Love Boat podcast, exciting and new, we'll be joined by old friends, favorite guest stars, and more to share stories from our time aboard the Love Boat.
And let's be honest, anything that pops up into our heads.
We have too many stories to tell.
We've had so many amazing guest stars on the Love Boat, people who became lifelong friends.
And so, we got together with some to laugh, to reminisce, and to swap stories about life on set and the bonds that still bring us together decades later.
Friends like Loretta Swit and Jamie Farr, Cynthia Lauren Tweez, Morgan Fairchild, Jimmy Walker, and more.
We can't wait to welcome you aboard.
Listen to the Love Boat podcast every Saturday wherever you get your podcasts.